Calm down, mate, calm down.
I think I need a helmet on.
Now, Craig was the one that sort of contacted you to do it. Craig, how long have you been doing this?
Oh, flying kites in buggies for about 5 years, 6 years. Yeah.
So you decided a few years ago you wanted to do something, but you couldn't get the funds together to do it, so...
yeah, well, I've always flown kites.
Right.
I just turned it into something that's more active. Yeah, about 5 years ago, I approached Steve and said to him, hey, listen, let's go across the Namibian desert. Yeah.
Right.
And he said yes, but we just didn't get the funding, so it's always been in our mind.
So now it's the Sahara, which is pretty full on, which is a lot further. You're going to break a number of records here if you do it. 2,500...
Well, there's 3 records we want to break,
Right.
So currently it's 1,000 kilometres is the largest distance to go travelled by kite buggy. So 2,500 k's is what we're doing, and so it should break that one if we succeed.
But that's 2,500 k's in a straight line. You're actually going to be covering a lot more ground than that, aren't you?
Yeah. In fact, on that note, these things float. See these big balloon tyres?
I was thinking that looks like NZ5, mate, off the off one of the flights. So,
yeah, it's still circling, waiting for someone to put them back on. And the second record we want to break is the longest distance travelled in a day, which is about 400 k's at the moment.
About 400 k's for a single person, yes.
Yeah, and the other one is...
Across the Sahara.
Yeah, we're going to be the first to cross the Sahara by kite.
Kite power line,
Now, I mean, the weather conditions are going to be pretty full on, and wearing something like what you're wearing, you're going to be hot. Well, how are you going to deal with the heat and all the other extremities?
It's the only thing we haven't been able to practice is the heat. Because it's
I've been going to Bikram yoga. That's, hot yoga.
Yeah.
I'm getting quite hot in there.
What about trying to... Has it been tough for you trying to learn how to do this?
Yeah, I've been, like Craig, I've been baking for a while as a hobby, but... we're trying new things, and with extra weight, we're carrying a lot of gear in this trailer here, so we've got probably 200 kilograms all up, and we haven't been practicing that over summer, and we've only had this the last few months to practice it, and it's winter, and it's quite fickle winds, and it's a lot colder, so it's not exactly the same as the Saharan Desert. And there's Brighton Beach and there's other beaches we can practice on, but it's not the same. And they won't let me in the yoga sauna room with this. So
I wonder why. I wonder why. How do you logistically, Craig, prepare for something like this? Because it's a huge thing. You're trying to do it under a month.
Yes. Well, by not sleeping, pretty much. I've been waking up in the middle of the night thinking, crikey, I haven't done that, or how are we going to manage this, or what are we going to do about that? And then the next day just making a plan for whatever woke me up.
Yeah, how do you prepare yourself? I mean, you're holding on to this kite.
Yeah. Well, kayaking helps. It develops a similar muscle, but nothing as good as actually going out and doing the real thing. I mean, I kite surf in summer. Craig is a kite buggy expert, and I've been going to the gym, Les Mills gym, to do the rowing and stuff like that, to try and get similar.
Anything I've made and I wanted tested, I've just given to Steve. He's been able to break it in about 5 days.
Really? So... you're the guinea pig.
Well, guinea pig. But Craig's smashed this a few times. He's been out at Birdling's Flat just going mad. And that's what we're trying to do, we're trying to break stuff, testing it to the limit.
Let's talk about the equipment and I guess what you need. I mean, are these typical of the tyres that you'll use, or do you change tyres?
We had a bit of a concern with the tyres. We've gone from those 2 plies, which are those over there, to the 4 plies, just because of the nature of the terrain and the thorns and the punctures. We have to prevent ourselves getting punctures because it just takes so much time.
Do you have a support crew with you?
We do. We have 2 vehicles that'll be following us.
Well, I didn't want to initially because the beauty about this is it's kite powered, it's sustainable. I didn't want to use fuel if we could.
Right.
I wanted to be like the guinea pigs, if you like, for wind powered adventure. Because that's where the world's headed, really. But we ended up having a film crew follow us, and it made sense to get a support crew because there's actually another danger out there. It's like bandits.
Bandits. Yeah. Well, it happened in the Paris to Dakar rally. 3 people got killed. I mean, does that scare you or worry you?
Well, it does, and that's a big part of adventure. We wouldn't do it if there wasn't some sort of risk involved, because that's what we thrive on is taking responsibility by learning the skills and being able to assess the danger, being smart about it, and figure out, be able to judge stuff as we go, and be like a MacGyver, if you like, when we get there. We have to solve problems as we go. But one of the things we can't really control is the risk of being ambushed or
other people's attitudes and actions.
Did you say solve problems or create problems? It sounds like you've been creating a few problems with the equipment. Craig, are you married? Do you have a family?
Yes, yeah, wife, 2 kids.
Are they going to be coming along with you, or?
No, they'll be watching the spot moving across the map.
So can they contact you? Are you going to have...
We'll have satellite phones.
Okay.
So we will be able to call out, and we will be able to send back short blogs and messages.
By camel, we can send a camel.
Are they not worried about that? Your family not worried about, with the bandits in there? Even your family?
Yeah, of course there's concern. But, we just got to have adventure. If you don't have adventure, you might as well
I mean, it's a definite danger, but we've done what we can. We end up employing a guide from the area who's going to travel in the vehicle.
Right, which, yeah, that's
so he'll be able to judge what is the political stability of the area or instability. And if we do get confronted, well, he's not going to always be with us because he's going to be travelling in a vehicle. We might be taking a different route for the day. So there's that risk. And also, you know, like, it's not like we can sneak along there. We've got 4 kites. Like, here we are.
Yeah,
we're down here.
We're right here.
Look how big these are. These are massive. They're like, here we are down here. Come and get us.
Hey, let's talk about food and water, because water is an important thing, especially when it can get up to 50 degrees. How much water are you carrying with you?
Well, we're working on 10 litres a day while we're bugging. There are times when we're going to have to be away from the vehicles and support for 3 days. So that's 30 litres, plus a spare day, that's 40 litres in case we get becalmed for a day.
So have you talked to nutritionists about what you should be eating and how much input?
Oh, we figured that out ourselves. You know, from my racing experience of 20 years, I know what we're likely to consume and what we need to consume, and electrolytes and that sort of stuff because of the dehydration, and so we pretty much got that covered. It's just how we're going to carry it, and that's what this is about.
Oh, so are you trialling this right now, or is this pretty much how it's going to?
That's pretty much how it's going to be. We've made it a tough. We thought about a soft backpack, but we've made a hard shell backpack so we don't get a penetration, so we don't puncture our water tanks.
What about sitting in a seat for this long? You know, I mean, it's going to be sore in the old backside.
Well, it's pretty well padded.
Yeah, but you know, like anything. I mean, you've sat in a kayak for a number of hours, but not as many hours.
Buns of steel, mate. Buns of steel.
Did you have a pillow or something? Or Well, I just thought I'd ask.
Pink shirt you're wearing.
I just thought I'd ask. I mean, how do you keep comfortable for that long? It's a long period of time.
They're quite comfortable to sit in. We've done a fair bit of testing on it, so.
And we actually are moving around a little bit. You can. It's quite wide, you know. You can move around quite a bit as we're flying the kite. Sometimes it's over here, sometimes it's over there. So
you ever sort of end up over there and Craig's sort of going the right line, you're ending up somewhere else? Well, I'm only having you on anyway.
Tell you what, you're lucky there wasn't wind today, because we were going to have you out in the park.
I know.
Going to put you in this thing or in the trailer and tow you around.
Probably the trailer. And just quickly too, you're doing it for charity. Tell us about the charity that you're involved with.
It's the She Rescue Home. It's a rehabilitation centre for young girls who've been sold to the sex trade in Asia, and this organisation takes them out of the sex trade, trains them, puts them back into normal society. So we're trying to raise 100 grand for that, and pledges can be made on our website, which is madwaysouth.com.
Brilliant. Good luck.
Thanks,
I look
Brendan.
forward to talking to you guys when you get back.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll enjoy yourself. You really will. And for more info on Steve and Craig's adventure, go to our homepage. Well, just ahead, as does the...